First, let me complete the questions and then ask. So, Ramana Maharshi speaks of Summaniru. Summaniru means do nothing, be nothing, seek nothing. Do nothing means don't do any bodily activity. Seek nothing means don't do any mental activity. Do nothing, seek nothing, be nothing. Be nothing means don't be body also. Just be. And just be means Atma or Brahman. That's called Summaniru. How that happens? Become aware of the space. Space means no thing, nothing. So if you become aware of space, the one who is aware of space is present, which is you, not as a body. One who becomes aware of the space is awareness. It's called Brahman or Sakshi. That's called just be. So the example of that is to go into a dark room. Is there something? No. But one who says no is there. Nothing is present. One who says that, one who knows that is there. It's called Atma or Brahman. So become aware of space. Okay. So that happens in deep sleep also. Deep sleep, the mind is dormant. The world is not there. Then what happens? When you wake up, if you ask a question, what is there? Nothing was there, you'll say. So nothing was illuminated by Sakshi, the absence of anything. Okay. So that's where the absence of everything is what you have to recognize. People think that I have to remove the thoughts from my mind. Okay. Remove the objects from the mind to realize Brahman, which is not required. The objects always point to absence, space around. Every perception involves two aspects. Every perception involves two aspects: presence and absence. The presence is a name and form. Absence is not a name and form. For example, sound. Sound is heard through ears. Okay, which is presence. Silence is not heard through ears because ear has no role to play in silence. When sound is there, ear can catch the sound. Absence of sound, if you put in a soundproof room, ear cannot sense anything. There's no activity of the ear. But absence is sensed. Who senses the absence? The awareness, Sakshi, is aware that nothing is present. The nothing is present is called silence in case of sound. Sound has a compound called silence. Okay. Presence is called sound, absence is called silence. Right? Then touch has a counterpart. Touch is called a feeling and absence of feeling. The presence and absence is together experience. Each sense organ has two dimensions, presence and absence. Presence is recognized by sense organs and the mind. Absence is not recognized by sense organ mind because mind cannot recognize the absence. That's the definition of mind. Mind means name and form. Nama Rupa. If Nama Rupa is not there, mind is not there. But Nama Rupa, absence of Nama Rupa is recognized in any perception. So, for example, I'll ask you to look at a picture. And the picture is there in the background of paper. So you don't give attention to paper. Paper is always there. Picture you give attention. So another example. What I'm reading? I'm reading newspaper. You don't even have to give attention to the paper, big paper around. The news you are giving attention. But doesn't mean the paper is not there. Our sense organs are focused on the objects. So we are too much focused on the objects. We are giving too much of importance to the mind. So spirituality means becoming aware of presence and absence. We are constantly focused on the presence, which is mind. So absence is called abhava, presence is called bhava. We have the ability to recognize bhava and abhava. Notice bhava and abhava. Okay. So when you walk into a room, you see a chair. You go and sit on the chair because you see nobody sitting there. Abhava, you are recognizing. That's why you are able to use the chair. If somebody is sitting there, this bhava, presence is there. Then you will not sit on that. So that's where we have to apply Anvaya and Vyatireka logic. Anvaya means presence, Vyatireka means absence. In Anvaya, mind plays a role. In Vyatireka, mind has no role to play because no Nama Rupa. And Anvaya Vyatireka, one who is present in both Anvaya and Vyatireka is called Sakshi. It's like seeing a movie on the screen. The screen is in the background. Movie is picture going on in the screen. So when you give attention to the picture, you are not able to see the screen because your attention on the picture. But screen is there. The screen is the background. So similarly, entire our experience of life, there's a background screen called Atma or Sakshi or awareness all the time is there. Now let us take the example of a body. And a body feeling is there for me. I call myself as a body because the sensations are there in the body. I call as my body. Can your body exist without space? Body, can it exist without space? Can it be there without space? Body can exist in space only. Any object can exist in space only. Now, if any object without space, the object cannot exist. So, is space a part of the body object, or is not space not a part of the object? If you have to, space has to exist, object has to exist. An object has to exist, it has to be in space. Now, space is required for existing object. What do you call? Is space a part of the object or space not a part of the object? Is the question clear?
It encompasses the object.
It encompasses the object. We should not say space is part of the object. Object is a part of space, you have to say. Right? That's the right word to say. Object is a part of space. So your body is a part of the infinite space. If the infinite space is not there, body has no existence. Is this logic clear up to this? So when I say, when we go saying meditation, we are going from a narrow picture to a bigger and bigger picture. We are not removing anything. We don't have to remove anything. So become aware of the body. The moment you become aware of the body is present in space. The body and space become together as one entity. But we are not giving importance to space at all. We are giving importance to only sensations. Sensations are the presence. Space is the absence. Anvaya Vyatireka logic you apply. The one who is aware of the presence and the absence is called Sakshi, the witness. So now people try to remove thoughts in meditation. You don't have to. You have to be aware that there are gaps between the thoughts. Now, gap between the thoughts is not a thought because a thought cannot recognize its absence. So who knows the gap between the thoughts? It is Sakshi. So gap between the thoughts is recognized Sakshi. So that's why you have to say there's a gap between thoughts. I am the one who is observing the gap between thoughts. That's called Sakshi, the witness. So now, if you give only to the gap, attention to give it, then only Sakshi is present. If you become aware of space only, which is absence, then one who is becoming aware of space only is called Brahman. To become aware of space, you don't have to remove the objects. You have to understand objects are appearance in space. You are giving importance to background rather than the foreground. Again, going back to my example of a picture on a black and white picture on a paper. Picture I see, but I don't give importance to background. The moment I give importance to background, picture is there, but attention is go to the background. So similarly, when our attention goes to presence only, the mind becomes important. When the attention goes to presence and absence, the sakshi becomes important. When the attention goes to only absence, which means space, Brahman becomes reality. So the nididhyasa process involves, first step is becoming rupa, rupanavit savikalpa. You give attention to space, you can give attention to form. Then give attention to formless reality between the form. It's called sakshi. I am sakshi. The form is present and form is absent. Form is present in the form of thought. The thoughts are absent also. I am the one who is aware of both. It's called anvaya vyatireka. That's why I am called sakshi. Is the logic clear up to this point? So then become aware of space. Doesn't mean that you remove the body. You have to ask the question, can body exist without space? Space and body coexist. Become aware of space means body is present in space, but my attention is larger on the larger space, absence. So then what will happen? Become aware of space. One who is becoming aware of space is called Brahman. You are giving attention to awareness. So what is the difference between this and deep sleep state? In deep sleep state, you are aware that nothing is there. That's called sakshi. Now, there's no awareness that I am the one who is aware of nothing. The mind is dormant. In the waking state, mind is active. Thoughts are possible. Okay. But because you are giving attention to absent space, thoughts don't arise. Mind is active. Then mind recognizes the presence. There's a understanding. Presence and absence is there. And it is like a deep sleep. It's like a sleep-like state. Nothing, no thoughts are there, but you are aware. It's called Jagrata Sushupti. It's called waking sleep or Samadhi. Is this much logic followed by everybody? Now the questions. Mind can see only name and form. If the mind cannot see the space, how can I be aware of the space?
Mind is that in the awareness.
Mind can see only name and form. If mind cannot see space, how can I be aware of space? Sakshi can be aware of space, but how can I know that without instrument of mind? See, Sakshi, when you say Sakshi or awareness, it uses the instrument called mind and the body. Mind and the body are instrument of Sakshi. Sakshi is not seeing space directly. Sakshi is only seeing what is going on in the mind. The mind, it is through the mind, the world is seen by the Sakshi. Okay. So now, Sakshi is seeing the mind, presence of an object, and absence of the object. Absence of the object is not a thought. That absence is actually called space. It's given a name by called space by the mind. But is Sakshi able to see the world directly? No. Sakshi is seeing the world through the mind and body, instrument. No, mind is active, but it's not in the waking state. Mind is active, but there are no thoughts. That's why it's called Jagrata Sushupti. Mind is active, but there are no thoughts. Then you know, oh, mind is active and no thoughts. In that activity of the mind, I am only present. That's why self-recognition or self-realization happens. In the deep sleep, the mind is absent, the thoughts are absent. There's no recognition that I am the awareness who is observing it. The mind is a mirror for Sakshi. Mind is a reflection on which, in deep sleep, the mirror is absent. In the waking state, mirror is present. In the mirror, there's no other reflection. That's why I am Sakshi. Anvaya, Vichara logic you have to apply. Presence of thoughts and absence of thoughts, I am there. And this logic is applied in the mind only. Because mind only is the cause of bondage and ignorance. Okay? In the presence of thoughts, I am there. I recognize the presence of thoughts. Absence of thoughts, I recognize. In both presence and absence, I am there. That's why it's called using applying Anvaya Vichara logic. I am Sakshi can be this can happen only in waking state. That's the realization can happen in waking state. In deep sleep state, mind itself is absent, instrument is absent. Then all that you can say is nothing is present. But then there's no recognition that I am the one who is present. You can't say. Self-awareness is not possible. Self-awareness is possible in the presence of a reflecting surface called mind. Is that question answered?
Absence is also seen through mind by Sakshi.
Absence is also seen by the Sakshi. Absence is seen by the Sakshi with the instrument called mind. Okay? Are recognized by with the instrument called mind. So in the deep sleep, mind is dormant. There's no jnana is possible, there's no adnana is possible. It's a status quo. But bliss is there because there's no other object. Whereas in the waking state, the objects are present. And all objects are nothing but thought. All things are nothing but thoughts only. No thoughts, no things. The thoughts are present. Mind is active. Mind is not dormant in the waking state. That means mind has the ability to sense, but nothing is there to sense in space. So that's where mind is active. Thoughts are absent. The reflection of consciousness on the mind, Chidavasa. In that reflection, I recognize myself as Sakshi who is recognizing presence and absence, Anvaya and Vyatireka.
How does this fit into your thing that Sakshi is simultaneously aware of presence and absence?
Sakshi is aware of presence and absence. That's why Sakshi is simultaneously aware of the mind. That's why it's aware of presence and absence. Sakshi is aware of the mind in the form of Chidavasa. Chidavasa is the reflection on the mind from the Sakshi. So presence of thought is recognized as thoughts by Sakshi. Absence of thought is recognized as absence by the Sakshi. Both presence and absence both are recognized by Sakshi. So let's say mind is active, there are no thoughts, then reflection alone is there. That's called silent state of the mind or samadhi. In that no reflection, no thoughts are there, only reflection is there. Then Sakshi recognizes, oh, my nature is Ananda, bliss.
Silence, actually, there is no mind is falling back. That only, I mean, at least, okay, that it was silent. That's the time we come to know, okay, there was silence from the mind. At least when there is silence, there is no mind.
What is mind? There is nothing called mind. Mind is a bunch of thoughts appearing and disappearing. It's called mind. It's a stream of thoughts called mind. There's no solid entity called mind. Mind is appearing and disappearing in consciousness. The consciousness is the background all the time. So when the thoughts are absent, consciousness is always there. Right? Isn't it? So is there an object called mind? No object called mind exists.
Then why I'm saying the instrument is required, mind is
Say
required.
this is big. Why instrument called mind is required? Because you understand only life in terms of mind. You are understanding, I'm trying to say. Mind is not an object. Mind is a thought. There's nothing called mind. A series of thought is called mind. Is there something called river? There's nothing called river. It's a flow of water is called river. Movement. The movement of thought is called mind. So the presence and absence of anything is recognized by Sakshi using an instrument called mind, which is nothing but series of thoughts. I mean, I have to use the language. Otherwise, I have to keep quiet. So mind is nothing but bundle of thoughts. Again, I said there's no object called mind, but common language we use the word called mind for communication purpose. So the moment thoughts are there, Sakshi gets reflected on the thoughts, and the reflection is called Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa eliminates the thought. So we give importance to the object, but we have to give the importance to reflection. Then with the reflection, I have to understand, oh, I am reflecting. I know. That's why presence of thought is only pointing to my Sakshi. Absence of thought is also pointing to Sakshi. Anvaya Vyatireka is pointing to Sakshi.
So when a thought is rising from consciousness, it's rising with this Sakshi is eliminating it. At the same time, you're saying there is an absence, it's eliminating the thoughts.
A presence is a thought. Absence is a thought. Absence is not a thought.
Absence is the background.
Absence is the background. So this is a reflection that mind is silent. In the absence, mind is silent. Mind is not dormant. In deep sleep, mind is dormant. In the waking state, mind can be silent. In that silence, Sakshi is reflected. So that Sakshi, when it gets reflected in silence, there's a happiness in our life. Thought-free state is happiness. So that is recognized as happiness. It's a reflected happiness. Then the inference is, oh, my nature is reflected in the mind which is thoughtless or thoughtless state. So that's why my nature is happiness. I am Sakshi, I am Ananda Swarupa. That inference happens. So always you say, use a mirror to see your face. The mind is the mirror for the Sakshi to see the face itself. Presence and absence together is pointed to the one who is seeing it, Sakshi, Anvaya Vyatireka. Absence of thoughts, but mind is active, then there's happiness. Then there's an inference that happiness is my nature because that's getting reflected. So what I'm saying, in Nididhyasa, you go step by step. Rupanu with Savikalpa, give importance to form. Form is there, any objects are there. So the objects are nothing but thoughts in my mind. So thoughts are appearing and disappearing. So during appearance, there's a reflection on the thoughts called Chidabhasa. The reflection is pointing to me only, the self only. During absence of thoughts, doesn't mean that doesn't mean that self is not present. Light is always present. The light of awareness is present, but there's no reflecting surface. There's no reflecting surface means I am only present, light. Anvaya Vyatireka logic we have to apply. And from Rupanu Savikalpa, we have to go to Shabdanu Salpika. I am Sakshi, eliminating the form. Then you take attention to the space. Doesn't mean that you have to remove thoughts. You have to remove body. So the body is there. Oh, I'm only body concept is there. Become aware of the space around the body. Can body exist without space? No. Is space part of the body? No. Body is a part of space. Space is infinite. So become aware of the infinite space. Body goes to the background. Space becomes foreground. Like when you're reading a newspaper, if you look at the paper, the letters are there, but attention is on the background. So take the attention to the space. If you're able to take the attention to the space, then you become one with the space. Whatever attention goes, the attention becomes one with that. Awareness becomes one with that. Then I am space. If Brahman is space, in that space. Kam Brahmeti Upasita, it means when Vedanta says Kam Brahmeti, space is Brahman. But Brahman is not space. So then next question comes, space means nothing. But observer of nothing is there. I am there. That's why I am Brahman. This is how Rupan with Savikalpa, Shabdan with Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa happens. In Nirvikalpa, become aware of space and sit silently. That's doing nothing, seeking nothing, being nothing, just be. Rupan with Savikalpa, Shabdan with Savikalpa, and Nirvikalpa. There are three stages.
So,
No. Shabdan with means Rupan with Savikalpa, you are important to form. Shabdanusavikalpa means give importance to subject. Sakshi, I am the Sakshi. It comes from Vedantic teaching.
And what is Sakshi?
Sakshi. One who is aware of object. Finally, become one who is aware of the absence of all objects, called Brahman. I am Brahman. That's called Nirvikalpa. There you stay as silent witness of the space. Doesn't mean that I have to remove the body. So no, I am body feeling is there. Yes, can you have I am body feeling without space? Why are you neglecting space? Become aware of the space in which body is floating. Attention has to shift. You don't have to remove the body. Yeah, ask.
So that means even we can look at Bhagavad Gita from this perspective, the way you are saying that Arjuna was stuck with that mind and that body. Now what Krishna did was he gave Arjuna in such a way that he went beyond that mind and body and started looking at Sakshi.
Correct.
And when he started looking at Sakshi, he got the clarity to see how best he can now perform.
Yes. Arjuna was stuck with the I am the body concept.
Correct.
So Krishna is only pointing out I am the body is a limited understanding of life.
Correct.
So you are more than the body. So more than the body, one example of understanding more than body is space. And space is present in awareness. That's why you are awareness. So that's where Arjuna came out of the concept I am the body in Bhagavad Gita.
Correct. That's the understanding.
Yeah.
And when he gave the Vishwarupa Darshan, actually, the whole thing, what was he indicating to that end of?
No, Vishwarupa Darshan is the entire universe is pervaded by awareness.
Awareness. Okay.
So Vishwarupa Darshan is the entire universe is appearing in awareness and disappearing in awareness. The past, present, and future both are appearing awareness and disappearing in awareness.
In which everything, the objects, everything is inside that awareness.
See, everything appears in awareness only. So I am able to see the world. The world is in my awareness. Otherwise, I can't see the world. But we give importance to the world, but we don't give importance to awareness.
So it's all shifting with Aham to Brahman.
Yeah.
This is the whole.
Yeah.
So every time I become aware that I am not that Aham.
Yeah.
I am the Brahman.
Yeah.
Then that is the.
I am not the ego, which is body and mind. I am the awareness behind the ego, body and mind. That's called realization.
So you can say moving from the fleeting joys of life to bliss. That's the
awareness is bliss.
And sometimes when we are involved in something which gives us joy or something, at one point of time, there's a feeling that I am not there. There's something else which is operating through me, which I don't know.
The something's operating through me. You are defining me as a body. The awareness is me. Awareness is real I. I am awareness operating through the body. That's the ulta. Logic is without awareness, how can you operate?
Awareness operating through body.
Yeah, awareness is functioning through body. Otherwise, how can you function? You can give the real subject is called awareness. Body is the instrument. We are giving importance to body, then say I am the body.
And one more thing when meditating, no sir, like I'm meditating, and there's silence, and suddenly the pulsating starts, and I become aware of the pulsation. Now that is like when is Anvaya Vetreka. So this becomes Anvaya. Am I right?
Yeah. Presence in meditation, thoughts will appear, or some silence is there.
Correct.
So silence and thought, but I was the present in both the places.
Correct.
That's called Atma. That I is the awareness. Anybody on Zoom has a question?
Prabhuji, I have one follow-up on this. You said, come Brahma. And you also indicated, great pointer, come on, object to the space and one who is aware of the space and the object together.
Yeah.
So you gave Sakshi, the awareness. There are two, pointers. Come Brahma, then Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha.
Right.
So Jagrata Sushupti is indicator of, thoughtless mind still. And there is awareness and active but thoughtless mind. Jagrata, because Jagrata indicate that that presence of thoughtless mind.
Yeah.
If the sushupti is common between deep sleep, sushupti, jagrata. Now,
Sushupti means no thought.
Sushupti is no thought. So
Yeah.
basically, if even the Akasha Sambhuta, that is in your own experience, that space is formed when there is a need to be aware of anything for that matter.
Correct.
So even Sambhuta can be dropped. That it is a choice also, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Atmana Akasha Sambhuta, let go that also.
Yeah. No. When space is there, become aware that I am aware of space. That's all.
Yeah, that is also not required, right? But that's not also required, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah. That's right. No. When space is there, just be aware of space. You don't have to conceptualize it. I am there. That's all.
Got it, Prabhuji. So Sushupti is almost Sushupti everything. Sushupti in which Jagrat happens, Sushupti in which dream happens. Sushupti is just there. I think the natural state is Sushupti, right, but Prabhuji?
That's right. Natural state is Sushupti. Okay. Yeah, ask the question. No, ask, no. No, that question, let it get answered, no, the recording. Okay, then stop the recording or pause the recording, then answer the question. Radhika is not there. So, the question is, what is the difference between the waking state and deep sleep state? How Jagrata Sushupti is different from Sushupti or deep sleep state? In Sushupti or deep sleep state, the body, mind, intellect, everything has become dormant. Body, mind, and intellect are dormant. Chidabhasa is a reflection on mind or intellect. That also has become dormant. I can't say it's absent. Dormant. In the waking state, what dormant means avyakta. In the waking state, mind, body, and intellect wake up. They become vyakta. Now here, the mind, we have to say, there's a higher mind and lower mind. Higher mind is called buddhi or intellect. The lower mind is called manas. In manas, thoughts, feelings, emotions, raga, dvesha appear and disappear. Buddhi is a subtler mind, is a higher mind. It's called Vijnanamaya Kosha. The Atma gets reflected in Buddhi as Chidabhasa. Then it reflects on the mind, manas, and the body and the world as reflection. Everything is seen in reflection. So now, when the manas is silent, the mind is silent, in the waking state, there are no thoughts or thoughts have reduced. The reflecting surface called buddhi is there. Because buddhi is active only, buddhi is active only, I can do the discrimination. The viveka I can apply. Vedantic logic I can apply. Anvaya Vedika or Vedika logic I can apply. Instrument is alive. Instrument is active. With that instrument, I come to a conclusion. I am present during thoughts. I am present during absence of thoughts. That's why I am not the thoughts. I am the awareness of thoughts called Sakshi. The Anvaya Vedika logic can be applied because mind is active. Mind in the form of buddhi is active. Discriminating faculty is active. That's why Vedantic teaching is given to buddhi to develop the viveka, discrimination ability to distinguish in thoughts and itself, Atma and Anatma, Nitya and Anitya. So Chidabhasa on the object called thought is absent. Chidabhasa on the reflecting surface called buddhi continues. Buddhi is active in the waking state. Any questions?
What is the meaning of Chidabhasa? Sorry, I joined late.
So Chidabhasa, you have to listen to my other Vedantic talk, Vedantic teachings. There are so many talks I have given Chidabhasa. Chit means consciousness. Okay, consciousness, when it reflects on any surface, the surface becomes active. That reflection is called Chidabhasa. See, body is inert, Jada. Body becomes active because the consciousness gets reflected on that in the form of Chidabhasa. Abhasa means reflection of consciousness. Chidabhasa is a very important concept in Vedanta. You have to go through many of my talks to understand what is Chidabhasa and how it's important to Vedanta.
So when you say consciousness, it's different from awareness, or it's Brahman only?
The consciousness is Brahman, but Brahman is not consciousness. Like water is, wave is water, but water is not wave. Like the consciousness is Brahman. Brahman is not consciousness. Brahman, consciousness, the word consciousness is there. When you use the word consciousness, there is always consciousness of something, and the essence of consciousness is called awareness. In awareness is Brahman. And awareness, consciousness arises, concepts arise, and concepts appear in the form of world. The essence of consciousness is awareness, Brahman. The essence of world.
Is consciousness Maya or Shakti?
Awareness plus Maya becomes consciousness. Is consciousness. Maya creates concepts. Shakti.
Awareness plus Maya is consciousness.
Awareness plus Maya is consciousness.
Oh, so Maya in a not dormant form, active form.
Maya in the active form is Prakriti. Nature.
Thanks.
Prabhuji, can you explain how that deep sleep, I had deep sleep impression now carried between Sushupti and Jagrata state?
Okay, first let me close this question. This question is closed. So we started this question saying that Summaniru, sit quietly. Summaniru, Ramana Maharshi says Summaniru. Summaniru is sit. No seeking to become anything. Okay. Do nothing, seek nothing, just be. Nothing means what? No thing means no object. No object is called space. Be aware of the space. It is absence of everything. Don't have to make objects remove from the space. Pay attention. So this I have to again emphasize. People think that I have to remove the object or thought to realize Brahman, which is not true. In the presence of thoughts and objects, you can realize. You have to understand where the thoughts and objects are appearing in awareness. You have to shift the attention to the source. So rope and snake analogy, Vedanta teaches the world appears like a snake. What is a snake? Appearance is superimposition on Brahman, awareness. Now, no, I want to see Brahman. I want to remove the snake. There's no snake. It's a superimposition. Don't try to remove the thought and body to realize Brahman. Only understand, shift your attention to higher level reality compared to lower level reality. That's the meaning of Nididhyasa. Is it clear? Now pause. The last step of Nididhyasa is Summaniru. Sit silently. Become aware of the space and become one with the space. Becoming one with space doesn't mean that I'm not one with the body, because body also has space. Body is a part of space. Within the body, only space is there. So become aware of the body and the space. Become aware of bigger picture called I am space. That's the meaning of that. And awareness, whatever you become aware of, you become one with that. That's the nature of awareness. This question or next question? Okay, pause.
The space and upadhi.
Sorry, what is the question?
Is space and upadhi?
Space is an upadhi for Brahman. Okay, but that's the last upadhi or the first upadhi. So the space is the closest to Brahman. Space as a upadhi, I can recognize I am Brahman. You okay?
I have to still process, Guruji. So if it is an upadhi, then I have to remove it, no? Neti, neti.
I'm saying you don't have to remove it. Space is nothingness. No objects are there. There's nothing to
Wonderful.
negate.
Thank you.
Already there's no negation possible. One who is aware of space is I am Brahman. That's all.
Thank you, Guruji.
You cannot separate Brahman from space. You just be aware that I'm aware of space. That's why I'm Brahman. That's all.
Space is a reflection or?
Space is absence of anything. That absence of anything is a reflection in buddhi, which is called chidabhasa. Then no thoughts are there. That's recognized as space.
Space is also an object. Right?
Space is not an object. Object has name and form. Space is not an object. Space is Brahman.
So does space become an object when there is one more object?
So Radhika, what is your question? Space is an object. Is that a question?
Yes, Guruji.
Space cannot be an object of consciousness. It cannot be object. Object
Yes.
has a name and form.
Yes.
But in the presence of object, space is recognized.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
If it's an object, then I can recognize space. I cannot recognize space in the absence of object. So when there's no object, space becomes one with Brahman. We cannot recognize space as a separate object.
So in that shloka from Mahatma, that space has come.
When space is not an object, it makes complete sense to me. But when our body is standing here and then it goes there, the space between two bodies can be measured, no? That's why.
This is actually what is measurement is called mind. Mind is always mithya. All measurement. You know the word measurement you use in English, right? The word measurement in English comes from Sanskrit word maya. Maya is measurement. The moment you measure, you are missing something. So what happens is, let us say, between these two, there is a space.
Yes.
Okay. This hand is a thought, and this hand is a thought. Now look at this hand. This hand thought has gone into my memory. Look at this hand. This hand is there. There is a thought here. This thought I am comparing with thought in my memory. Memory is mithya. Memory is not real. So two thoughts are actually given rise to the impression of space. Space is not. Thoughts are not real.
I really like this explanation, Guruji, because I'm able to accept it fully in my mind. Because when I understood space is immovable, it's everywhere, then time becomes now. There is no past, present. Time also is everywhere. And only bodies move in space and time, all of us.
The movement of the body is a thought.
And then that is not real anyway. So measurement and the time doesn't make sense.
No, they are not real.
Okay. So then all arguments are fitting.
Yeah. The thoughts, time and space are just appearance in space. Time and space is nothing but a mind concept in terms of thought. The reality is Brahman. Space is Brahman only.
It's a little bit surreal that we are in amongst Brahman and I can see it. So that because we've always thought that we cannot be in Brahman, it is beyond the mind and intellect. So that is why it's a little surreal that, I'm here amidst space and space is Brahman. So
see, it is not, Brahman cannot be reached by thought and mind. Inference and seeing cannot reach Brahman. But Vedantic teaching makes Brahman available everywhere. Everything is Brahman. Sarvam khalu Brahma. This is Brahman. The pot is Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Brahman is not anything. Everything, Sarvam khalu Brahma. Everything is Brahman, but Brahman is not anything. That's the reverse. Space is Brahman. The tree is Brahman. The sun is Brahman. Brahman is not space. Brahman is not tree. Awareness which eliminates all this. Okay.
So space is real. The tree and body, everything is unreal. Maya.
No. I don't want to say real. Space is a concept created by the mind. If you remove the concept, it's Brahman only.
Okay.
Between two thoughts, there is a space. Between two thoughts, there is a time. The thoughts, you remove the thoughts, then what space? You can't find it. That's one with Brahman.
Okay.
Space cannot be found as an object if you remove the thoughts. Okay? Stop there. Right? Yeah.